The day Ada died, Lagos was alive with its usual chaos. Traffic horns blared, hawkers shouted their wares, and the scent of roasted corn and suya filled the air. Yet, inside a modest apartment in Surale, a mystery was brewing, one that would shake the community to its core. Ada and Obinna's love story was one everyone admired. They had met at the popular Balegan market, where Obinna, a successful electronics dealer, often went to restock. Ada, a fashion designer, had come to buy fabrics for her boutique. Their chemistry was instant, and within a year, they were married. But 5 years later, their once blissful union was cracking. Obinna, once attentive and romantic, had become distant. He spent more time at work, came home late, and barely spoke to Ada. One night, after a silent dinner, Ada finally spoke up. "Obinna, do you still love me?" Obinna barely looked up from his phone. "What kind of question is that?" he muttered. Ada's chest tightened. "You don't even treat me like your wife anymore. I feel invisible." "Please, I've had a long day," Obinna snapped, standing up. "Can we not do this tonight?" Ada watched him walk away, tears streaming down her face. The next morning, Ada confided in her closest friend, Tolu, a sharp-tongued journalist who always had an opinion. "Tolu, I don't know what to do. Obinna treats me like I don't exist." Tolu leaned back in her chair, sipping her coffee. Men like Obinna never realize what they have until they lose it. "Maybe you need to shock him into appreciating you." "What do you mean?" Ada asked. "Fake your death," Tolu said bluntly. Ada's eyes widened. "Tolu, that's too extreme." "Is it?" "Look, Lagos men are stubborn. If you want to know if he truly loves you, make him believe he's lost you. Then watch how he reacts." Ada hesitated, but the seed had been planted. A week later, Ada put her plan into motion. She wrote a short, chilling note. "Obinna, I can't live like this anymore. Life has lost its meaning. I'm sorry." She placed the note on the dining table, packed a small bag, and left the apartment before dawn. Tolu had arranged for Ada to stay in an Airbnb in Lekki, far from anyone who might recognize her. When Obinna found the note that evening, he laughed bitterly. "Drama queen," he muttered. But as the hours turned into days and there was no word from Ada, his confidence began to waver. By the third day, Ada's absence was the talk of their estate. The women whispered about it during their morning jogs, and the men speculated over bottles of beer. "She must have run off with another man," someone suggested. "No way," another countered. Ada wasn't like that. Obinna tried to act unfazed, but inside, he was unraveling. He barely ate, ignored his business, and spent hours staring at her wedding photo on the wall. A week later, Tolu decided it was time for the climax. She hired a street boy to call Obinna with a grim message. "Hello. Is this Mr. Obinna?" "Yes, who's this?" "I'm calling from the Lagos State Police Command. We found a woman's body floating near the third mainland bridge. She matches the description of your wife." The phone slipped from Obinna's hand. The estate buzzed with activity as Obinna arranged a hasty funeral. Ada's family, unaware of the ruse, wailed loudly during the service. Neighbors came to pay their respects, but many side-eyed Obinna. "He doesn't even look sad," one woman whispered. "What did you expect? Men like him don't value their wives until it's too late," another replied. Obinna stayed silent throughout the ceremony, his face a mask of stone. But inside, he was drowning in guilt. From her hideout in Lekki, Ada watched a live stream of her own funeral. She felt a pang of guilt seeing her mother cry, but her eyes were glued to Obinna. He looked broken. But was it grief, or just regret for the inconvenience her absence caused him? Tolu, sitting beside her, nudged her. "You see, he does care." I don't know, Ada murmured. I need to see him face to face. 2 days after the funeral, Ada returned to Sorale, disguised in a hoodie and sunglasses. She snuck into her own apartment and found Obinna sitting in the dark, clutching her wedding ring. "Obinna," she said softly. He looked up, his eyes wide with shock. "Ada. Is this real?" "Yes, it's me." Obinna stumbled to his feet, tears streaming down his face. "You're alive. I thought I lost you forever." Ada's voice hardened. "Did you care? Or were you relieved?" "I cared. I cared more than I ever showed," Obinna sobbed. "I was a fool, Ada. Losing you made me realize how much I took you for granted." Ada's eyes softened, but she held her ground. "If you truly mean that, things must change. I won't stay in a marriage where I feel invisible." From that day, Obinna turned over a new leaf. He became more attentive, more loving, and more involved in their life together. Ada forgave him, but she made one thing clear: if you ever take me for granted again, I won't fake my death. I'll live for real. Obinna nodded earnestly. "You'll never have to doubt me again." The story of Ada and Obinna spread through Lagos like wildfire. Some called Ada a genius, others called her reckless. But for Ada, the test was worth it. Their story became a cautionary tale about love, loss, and the lengths one might go to for the truth.